So we will move into coffee and EVs. Don't have anything particular in mind. I got one article that I wanted to share. I mentioned it to Marty earlier. Saw that global EV sales were up 40% in March, and that is compared to February, according here to the first paragraph. So up 40% month over month from February. And it says year over year sales jumped 29%, but this is globally, not just the U.S. But still, I mean, that we're up with all the tariffs and everything else that's going on and the turmoil and economic markets around the world being up is pretty good. Down here, there was some notes. It said the U.S., here, North America was up 16%. And Q1 25 versus Q1 2024. So still positive, even here in the U.S. and North America.
I do have one interesting story I've heard recently. Folks might be interested in. There's a YouTube channel called Power of Light. And last year, the guy that runs that was the first person to drive a Tesla across the country solely on solar power. It took him 2 months. Yeah. And he got stuck somewhere in Tennessee for weeks because it was raining. He couldn't get a charge. But typically, if he had sunny weather, it'd take him 3 days to get a full charge to drive on to his next campsite. So he camped for 2 months. He didn't start till October.
Oh, that was kind of a bad time to start.
Yeah. Apparently his solar panels, he used 64 100-watt flexible solar panels, which he had propped up on a little wire gadget. And then he'd have to lay them out in an array. It'd take him 2 hours to lay out his solar panels and 2 hours to pack them back up again. So it was quite the chore, but he made it from the Red Ball garage in Manhattan to some hotel in Long Beach.
That's the Cannonball Run route.
He did the Cannonball Run route on a 100% solar power.
Okay, so 100% solar, but it wasn't like he was stopping and charging at solar powered places. He was actually bringing all the solar panels with him.
That's right. There were no solar powered places to charge. He had a long range Model 3. He had 64 100-watt flexible solar panels. He had 2 inverters. He had a 5 kilowatt hour spare battery. And I think he had another very small battery that he used 101 panel to charge his phone with. And so he made the whole thing. And to get from, sometimes he would set up these panels, and then he had this one wheel thing that you stand on, and he would use that to go to a hotel or something. And that, of course, that was powered with electricity too. So it was quite the story. It's called Power of Light, and it's on YouTube. If anybody wants to follow it.
So that was a Driving on Sunshine Odyssey.
Yes, and he did it in 2024, I think. Yeah.
All right. Anybody else have any stories, issues, questions? I'll stop presenting. I can say that I'm one of these lucky federal employees who had to go back to work to an office, which I haven't been in an office since I started my job. So I'm driving over to Shepherdstown, which is only about 30 minutes away, fortunately instead of DC. But I take the back way over there, and the one thing about the drive is it's just a slow back road. So my efficiency is like off the charts in an electric vehicle. It's like I'm averaging like 200 watt hours per mile on driving over and back. That's like five miles per kilowatt hour.
I'm glad that is really good efficiency. Very spectacular.
And Scott, I heard you picked up a new car.
Yeah, I got a Model Y, and ended up with, I wanted one of the older style that they stopped producing at the end of February, and was able to find one. The frontline people at Tesla were very good to work with. Ended up taking delivery up in Illinois. Normally we have to take it in Pennsylvania, but they were wanting to get them cleared out, and they made arrangements. I used my father-in-law's zip code and still was able to get a transit tag to bring it to West Virginia and get it registered. And I got the papers about a week ago to register it here. So it was a good experience. That's all I want to say on this call. There's some other things if you want to privately talk with me about, I'd be glad to, including why buy one now, and that we'll leave it at that. It was mainly because we needed to replace I'll speak to that, needed to replace our 2006 Toyota Sienna, which does fine around town, but I'm worried that it'll blow the water pump or something if I try and pull my camper, which it's capable of doing, but it's old, whereas the Model 3 will have no problem. So
you didn't get the Juniper, you got the previous.
I did not want to get a Juniper because the they've got 10-mile better efficiency. There's no bigger battery or anything. There was rumor that it would have higher range, but it did. The rumor was back late last year, 400-mile range, but that didn't turn out. And it would have been another $12,000 because you get nameplates for the Juniper, whatever it is, a Legend.
Oh, the launch edition.
Launch edition, yeah. And it's like, I'm not going to pay that. I'm getting to try out full self-driving. I'm putting it for 1 month free. I'm putting that to the test here in some of the complicated areas of Charleston and South Charleston. I've taken it out of full self-driving, and then you press the sound button, and it says, please tell us in 15 seconds or less why you took it out of full self-driving. So, but it's learning experience. I've not had any thought where it's going to definitely hit something or somebody. Did come up the street this evening. Sue had parked the 3 and was partway in the street, and it didn't detect that she was there next to the car. So I just pulled it out. So at that point,
I use my full self-driving a lot, and a lot of times it's really amazing. There's other times it makes some mistakes that are not good. But I drove from my street here in Poca to an address in Taze Valley, just past Hospital Road, and without touching this pedal or steering wheel, and it had to turn left across the traffic once it got there, and it pulled into the parking lot and pulled into a parking space.
Yeah, I've done from park to park, although it came up to Sue's dad's house in Wisconsin, and it said the destination was on the wrong side of the road, and then his driveway at that time of night was dark, and it did not want to pull into the driveway. It didn't have a map for what the driveway looked like and everything. So I understand that. That's not a criticism of it. It's quite amazing. But I don't think it's worth $8,000.
And actually, I think we got somebody else joined here just a second ago. Patrick.
Yeah. Hi, Patrick.
You want to introduce yourself?
Hey, all. Yeah, I just dropped in. Laying on the couch here. Just put the kids down. Figured I'd see what's going on. So I got a Tesla Model Y started out, and then I just did a Ford Lightning lease to try out a full-size truck.
Oh, awesome.
Other than that,
What line of work are you in, Patrick? Do you need the plugs in the back for your work? Or?
what do you mean?
On the Lightning, the accessory plugs in the Lightning, do you use them or for your work or anything?
No, I haven't used them yet. I once the tornado sirens went off in South Charleston here yesterday, and I was thinking I might. I've got a generator interlock, so I'll probably use them for home backup power if it comes to that. But I haven't used it for any just tools or anything yet.
Okay.
Congratulations on the 2 vehicles.
Yep, I'm selling the Subaru. I've got a Subaru Crosstrek Carvana's coming to pick up, so we'll be all electric here. I'm a little bit nervous about having zero gas, but it's really not been inconvenient having going everywhere in the Tesla. So we'll roll the dice.
Patrick, I've been doing it for 3 years. Haven't missed a drop of gasoline.
Yeah. I think once you get over that initial hump, it seems pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
You need to get you a
People
solar
have had worse
system installed.
struggles. Say again.
So you'll have to get you a solar system installed so you can make your own fuel.
Yeah, we got that a couple of years ago, so we checked that box as well.
Oh, very good. Robert and I are both solar as well. And also
yeah.
Larry.
Yeah, Larry's got it. We've got some other members who aren't on the call that are also now solar.
I'm not surprised. It seems to go hand in hand. If you like electricity, you like electricity, right?
Yep.
It's like peanut butter and jelly, whichever one you got, you want the other one.
Yeah.
I haven't been using gas since I about got my Y in last August, but I also mow with a battery riding mower. I converted from lead acid batteries to the lithium iron phosphate batteries.
Nice.
Did y'all see the note about Jeff Bezos making a $25,000 two-seater pickup truck coming out next year?
Yeah, I heard about that.
I saw it was rumored anyway. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
We've got confirmed
Well,
details.
I've seen a picture of it.
Yeah, too.
Yeah, there's one. Is it called the Stalker or something?
Slate was the company.
Slate, that's it, Slate, yeah.
Didn't look very aerodynamic. That's all I saw.
Made me think of like an 80s Ford Ranger or something.
Exactly. Yeah, it looked like the old Datsun pickups and stuff.
I owned one of those back in the 80s,
Mhm.
70s, actually. Back in the 70s.
Let's see if I can pull up a picture of it here.
Yeah, that's a pretty neat.
When you were talking about the full self-driving, one thing that, I mean, it has come a long way because since I've been using it since 2019 with the enhanced autopilot. But the one thing that's been a little disappointing is that it'll take me to the super Tesla chargers, but it will not. It's pulled into the wrong location and will not park it at the charger yet. So, but that'll happen.
So I don't believe 25,000. Sorry.
Well, this is the entry level model with 120 miles of range or something.
Yeah.
I was going to say 50 miles range.
Battery's not included.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's probably right.
Or it's one of those battery lease deals where you don't really own the battery or something. You pay to lease it. Well, it'd be nice to see somebody come out with something like this. I mean, actually, I wish Tesla would have come up with something, base it on the Model Y platform and come up with something like the Ford Maverick. I think that would have been a better seller overall in the long term than something like the Cybertruck.
You know, there was a woman that took a Model 3 and turned it into an El Camino. Remember that? It looked pretty good.
Truckla, I think.
Yeah, Truckla, yeah. I really like that.
There's a whole video out there on YouTube of the making of that. So
I think I saw it years ago, yeah. Yeah, it was a lot of work. Hey,
Hey,
Thornton.
Thornton.
All these South Charleston people on here.
I was say I think we're overrun with South Charleston people.
Our favorite political candidate who didn't win.
Hey, you don't.
He's muted.
Oh yeah, he's muted.
You muted,
You're on
Thornton.
mute.
You sound good, Thornton.
Thornton, unmute.
You're muted.
I've wanted to mute Thornton sometimes, but
Yeah, I know. Hey, I'm gonna have a lot of visits to Thomas More Hospital. I've never been able to find the two level 2 chargers. Are there still such things at Thomas More Hospital?
Yes, there are. They're kind of sandwiched between on the side of Division. It'd be east, and it's about halfway up the block, kind of right across from the emergency room. You have to walk through part of a parking lot into Thomas Hospital. They're there right next to a little guard shack or little building there. I mean, one person little building that watches the parking lot.
Oh, really? Because I've had radiation therapy, so I'm gonna be going dozens of times to the hospital. If I'm going to be there, might as well get my car charged while I'm there.
Yeah.
Thank
I've charged her twice and it was fine.
Cool.
I was there a couple of times, and someone was charging at one, and the other one didn't work, and I reported it to the people at South Charleston, and I think maybe they fixed it, but the last time I was up there, I still couldn't charge because of 2 people already charging.
Yeah, last I saw about 3 months ago, it had gotten fixed. It was always, you start to charge, and within 3 minutes or so, it'd pop circuit breaker somewhere, and but they, I think, got that fixed, whatever the problem was.
I still use the one down on Virginia Street, the chip put in on Virginia Street in Charleston, and that's never busy at night. Like if we go to dinner somewhere down there, it's always available.
Is this the one in the city parking garage?
Yes.
Okay. Yep.
700 or something.
Yeah, I just used it tonight. I went to a meeting of my party's Kanawha County Blank Women, and I fully charged my vehicle while I was at the meeting. That's why I'm a little bit late.
We were talking about, so I think this is Division Street, and there's the hospital, right?
Yeah, turn to the right a little bit.
And isn't it just right there?
Yep, it's right there next to that little guard shack, a little bit more to the right. You see it, Thornton?
Yeah. Is there a charge for parking?
No, there's no charge for parking.
They took that off.
Yeah, both hospitals, when one did it, CAMC, and then Thomas, or vice versa, I forget who was the first, but the other then said, not going to play that game.
There's a marketing thing. WVU has a marketing thing. They don't charge to park.
Yeah.
That is correct, because I'm going back and forth from Camden Clark Hospital, which is W Medicine, to Thomas Memorial Hospital, which is W Medicine. And everything's free. I mean, not
Parking.
the procedures, but the parking.
Yeah, not the medicine, but the parking. Yeah.
They'll still get you for the parking.
Yeah, they'll make their parking money.
Yeah.
All right, we've got about 10 more minutes. Anybody else have anything they want to share? Charging stories or issues or any interesting EVs you've seen in the wild?
Well,
You guys,
so everybody knows real quick, we may be getting rid of our Model 3 to Standard Range Plus to upgrade it to a long range Model 3. We'll be buying a used one, but I'll put an email out there. I don't know if anybody would be interested in it, but yeah.
How much range do you have nowadays?
I'm not the one driving it, so it's harder for me to tell that. It looks like, according to my Tessie app, it's about 14% degradation right now off of off the original 240. So I think it depends a lot on the tires too. But then, also how my son's driving it. So he runs it down every day.
So Tesla, on a recent upgrade, added a battery health check, and it takes 17 hours.
Well, it's got a fully drain. I mean, it depends on, I think, when you start it, how full the battery is.
That's the quickest.
Yeah.
It can take 24 hours. It's still the original battery test, but they wanted to get people out of service mode to keep them from messing something else up in service mode. Is the reason they brought that out, is my understanding. But the car's got to set here long enough for me to be able to run that too, Marty.
Yeah, I wasn't going to let it sit around for 17 hours. Who knows? I might have to run to the hospital or something.
Now,
Are any of you guys using Recurrent? You're not using Recurrent?
No.
I've been running that on my car, signed up for it. And so it tracks over time. This is my Model Y. It shows you how you're charging the car, and you do have to give it access to your Tesla account so it can gather this information.
I purchased the Tessie app. I was originally running TesLab. I still have it, and it has to be re-authenticated at this point. So you do have to do that with these apps at least once a year or more often.
Well, so if you're interested in that kind of stuff, there's some options out there like Recurrent and some apps that you can pay for. And the car, if it's a Tesla, at least you've got the built-in battery health test. You can run that if you want.
So most, my Ioniq was one of the ones that had the ICCU go down. They only had it for 5 weeks and got the new one in. But that's when I'd fallen and broken the 4 ribs, so I wasn't driving too much anyway during that time. And my wife was very good about chauffeuring me here and there. And then I got the car back. I had a friend of mine drove me all the way over to South Charleston to pick it up, and it worked just fine. And I hit a pothole that very day and burst a tire right here by my house. And now it's a $300 new tire, and there's no jack in the car at all, so I had to borrow a jack, and I borrowed a bottle jack and a scissor jack. Finally got it up on some wooden blocks and took the tire off, took it to Firestone. But they were very nice. Within 24 hours, they had it fixed and back to me. So that was nice.
Yeah, if it's not one thing, it's two sometimes.
Well, you're lucky you didn't bend the rim.
Well, and I'm also lucky some of the people that had the ICCU problems elsewhere in other states, they had to wait up to 3 months to get a replaced. That's what the back order was. I mean, I was lucky to have it in less than, and I did get a rent-a-car for the last of the 5 weeks. For the last 2 weeks, I had a rent-a-car paid by Hyundai.
Before we run out of time,
yeah. Say if you had a question or something.
I was wondering the Turnpike's fast chargers. Do you guys know if there's a way to get or a petition or something just to get those on, like the Ford network or the GM network? I know it's never going to get on the Tesla network, obviously, but like I was doing route planning on my truck, and it doesn't see that new charger at the travel plazas, and I don't know if that's at their discretion or Ford's discretion. It seems like they linked up a bunch of networks, and I don't know if that's DC America to do that, but I was just curious if there was anything out there for the.
It's not on the Ford network, so you wouldn't expect that. It's on PlugShare.
Yeah, it's on PlugShare.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know how you get on the Ford. Is there a way to say, Ford, can you add this to your network?
Well, they won't do it if it's not their station, I don't think. But I don't know. What do you guys think?
Ford has several networks incorporated in their app.
Blue Oval and
yeah.
I mean, I think they partner with other charging networks on compatible stations that they add, but the ones on those travel plazas aren't part of like a EVgo or ChargePoint
Right. I
network.
think
They're not a network.
that's their deal, or that's their problem right now. They're not in one of those larger nationwide charging
Yeah.
networks, so they're kind of flying under the radar. But I don't know how to. I guess
I mean, they show up on PlugShare, but yeah, I don't know if there's a way to get them to have Ford recognize them. Now you mentioned Tesla, and I know Tesla's adding third-party charging stuff to show up in Teslas. But again, maybe it's just going to be the other large networks like ChargePoint and EVgo versus, I don't know, onesie twosie DC fast chargers.
I'm thinking that you might be able to get them added to ChargePoint or something, because ChargePoint sees the Pickering and Associates that's just up the road from me, a quarter of a mile from my house, and it's Chip's. That's Chip's home base originally. So his original startup.
Those are level 2s, right?
Yeah, just home chargers. Yeah.
And how about a better route planner? I don't know whether they show up on that or not.
Well, I think what, Patrick, you're trying to accomplish is get the truck to route to it to precondition. Is that possibly what you're after?
Well, no, I mean, I was just thinking for the larger scheme of things on how those systems work, where they find new chargers. I think they only do it, they work with those large networks. I think it might be a heavier lift to get them to find those 1 or 2 station deals like this one is. But I didn't know if there was a way to submit a charger to them. Like on PlugShare, you just hit add a charger and it's on there. Now, I'm sure like Ford's going to have a more official process, but I couldn't find a way to even get that started with them.
You might drop a note to Nathan. What's Nathan's last name?
Bowen.
Yeah, DC America.
Yeah, he's actually been on here giving us a presentation before.
But are they even on a network? It just says tells a plug type, but they're not network. Just use a credit card.
Yeah, I think it's a credit card, and it's like a gas station setup. Like there's no
there's no network. It's non-network. Yeah.
Well, I mean, they are networked as far as they've got communications and monitoring in place for those stations, so they're automated and monitored, but they're not part of a larger commercial network like EVgo. So I don't. Maybe DC America would have a way to tie into something like that, but maybe Nathan would be the one to ask.
Okay.
Yeah, Patrick, one of us will get you Nathan's contact information. It'd probably be better if it came from a Ford truck company.
I can get a hold of him. I think they might be. I don't know if they're actively pursuing it, but I think they're. I can get a hold of him.
Okay.
Well, yeah, because they've started with these units here on the Turnpike. Well, in West Virginia they have, but they sell and put these in other places too. So it's probably not. It'll probably become a more common question of like, how do their chargers get added to these popular vehicle navigation systems for routing.
They've been around for a while and they've done a lot of stations, but most of them are for.
I think they're private. A lot of them. Yeah, fleets and things like that.
Do you guys know of another level 3 out there that they have? Have they done one like in Ohio or something like that? I didn't know that they'd done another level 3.
They have the DC fast chargers in Beckley and Bluefield or Princeton, whatever it is. Bluestone. But I don't know whether they were going to put one in and the other one on the Turnpike they're remodeling now or not.
Yeah,
that'd be nice.
I think they're supposed to.
It'd really be nice if they'd put one at the northern end. That would get 2 of our 3 main links then. So we'd have the only thing that would be missing then would be Morgantown.
Yep.
Yeah, Patrick, years ago we did a survey of members and people visiting the website, and that survey showed that what we really needed were 3. More than anything else, we needed 3 places where the interstates intersect, and Right now, we've only got one of those, really, and that's the Tamarack.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
And the other-
depends on the vehicles. I mean, we've got Tesla chargers in Morgantown that can serve a lot of vehicles and Charleston, but not every vehicle right now.
All right.
I did see up in Clarksburg where, I don't know if it's Harry Green or who, they put chargers in, DC fast chargers in, but I'm also hearing the price is not exactly right.
It's
Like
not inviting.
right?
Correct. So,
Mhm.
and Clarksburg, I think, is an intersection on our interstates that needs something. So I keep going out to Tesla and suggesting that shopping plaza where Walmart and Kroger and all that is up there.
All right. Well, we're a couple minutes after 8. Any last minute parting thoughts before we sign off?
Well, it's good to see everybody again.
Good to meet you guys.
All right. And our next meeting will be third Tuesday in May, which is the 20th.
20th.
So, yeah, we'll see everybody.
Come to Barbersville on May 3rd.
Yes, and come and sign up to go to Barbersville on May 3rd, and also the
Wild Ramp. on April
Wild
26th.
Ramp, April 26th.
9 days.
Yeah, I'll put a reminder for both of those in the email that goes out for this meeting. All right, thanks everyone. We'll see
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you,
Okay.
Robert, for hosting.
Thanks.